A warm morning to one and all gathered here. Across all borders, music serves as a universal language, resonating with human emotions and narratives. It possesses the transformative ability to elevate spirits, calm souls, and evoke deep-seated passions. Through its melodies and rhythms, we discover solace, inspiration, and a profound link to the core of existence. We will start today's proceedings with a performance by a college band, Unison.
A very good morning to one and all present here. So we are the Unison Band of RSC, and I'd like to wish you all a very happy Women's Day in advance, and I hope you guys would enjoy it. Thank you.
இருளில் ஏங்காதே வெளிதான் கதவை மூடாதே. ஆறு காலங்களும் மாறி மாறி வரும் இயற்கையின் விதி இதுவே. அழியாத காயங்களை ஆற்றும் மாயங்களை அனுபவம் கொடுத்திடுமே. மழை காற்றோடு போகும் வரை போனால் என்ன, அது ஏதோ ஓர் பூவில் துணையானால் என்ன. சுடரே உடைந்து போகாதே, உடனே மழுகி போகாதே. சில நாள் அதை சீண்டா
So I'd like to introduce him to you. So we have Caleb on the bass, Vishal on the percussions, Abhishek and Anish on the keys, Niveda on the violin, Jyotika on the veena, and we have Kritika, Akash and Swati on vocals. Thank you.
That was a mellifluous rendition by our college band Unison. Let us give a big round of applause for them. Thank you, Unison. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students, a very good morning to all of you. As we gather here today, the 5th of March 2024, to celebrate the extraordinary accomplishments of women, I recall the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Occasionally in life, there are moments which cannot be completely explained by words. Can only be articulated by the inaudible language of the heart." Today is one such moment for all of us. Our hearts are filled with pride and joy as we have amidst us women who serve as a symbol of strength, resilience, and success. Let us commence this celebration with gratitude, inspiration, and unwavering belief that each woman's journey is a guiding light, enlightening the path for others. Today, we stand here proud to have remarkable achievers from distinct fields among us. Each of these pioneers represents the epitome of excellence in their own respective domains. We are here not just to witness an event, but to be inspired by the indomitable spirit of these incredible women. With these words, let's start today's event with prayer.
Vande Sharadam Visharadam Jnanadam Varadam Vandeham Sharadam Visharadam Jnanadam Varadam Vandeham Sharadam Visharadam Jnanadam Varadam Vandeham Sharadam Sukha Swachha Swarupini Swachha Hridaya Nivasini Sukha Swachha Swarupini Swachha Hridaya Nivasini Swaprakasha Rupini Swaprakasha Rupini Swaprakasha Rupini Vandeham Sharadam Visharadam Jnanadam Varadam Vandeham Sharadam Visharadam Jnanadam Varadam Vandeham Sharadam.
Hospitality is the open door to warmth, where guests find solace and companionship. A welcoming embrace transcends walls, fostering bonds and nurturing souls. In its essence lies the power to turn strangers into cherished friends and moments into cherished memories. To make you all feel at home and valued for choosing your time to spend with us, we have Vignesh Narayanan, third year IT department, to welcome you all.
A very good morning to one and all present here. It is with great pleasure that I extend a warm welcome to all this day. I want to especially acknowledge the remarkable women achiever among us, whose extraordinary accomplishment defy the odds and stand as inspiration in their respective fields. Today, we have among us Dr. Sudha, Director and Indo-Japan G20 Chair Professor, Sastra University, Chennai campus, and former Vice Chancellor, the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University. Srimati Diksya, KC Sitaraman, Manager Lead, Business Analysis and Deloitte Private Limited. Dr. Uma Raman, Professor and Head, Department of Management Studies, Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai. It is an immense honor to extend a heartfelt welcome to all our distinguished guests attending today's event. I would like to offer a warm greeting to our beloved chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, whose unwavering inspiration uplifts us all. Furthermore, I take this chance to welcome our esteemed principal, Dr. S.N. Murugesan, Vice Principal S.P. Srinivasan, the deans, directors, heads of various departments, faculty, staff, and students. Once again, a very warm welcome to one and all gathered here.
Thank you, Vignesh. Rajalakshmi Engineering College has acknowledged great women achievers from various fields in the past during Women's Day celebration, and that has been a great inspiration to our students, staff, and faculty members. Let's have a glimpse of those memorable moments in a short video presentation.
Inspiration, celebrating the remarkable journeys of women achievers from diverse fields. Today, we honor their legacy. From 2012 to 2023, our campus has been graced by the presence of pioneers, each a trailblazer in her domain. Their stories are tales of resilience, innovation, and unwavering spirit. From the realms of science to the arts, from technology to social change, these women have not just broken barriers, but have also paved new paths for future generations to follow. Their accolades go beyond personal triumphs. They signify a collective leap towards a more inclusive and equitable world. Each story, a beacon of empowerment, ignites the flame of aspiration in the hearts of our students. Their influence resonates through our corridors, in our laboratories, and within our community, inspiring a generation to dream bigger, aim higher, and work harder for a world that celebrates diversity and equality. Inspired by these luminaries, our students have embarked on their own journeys of discovery and innovation, embodying the spirit of inclusion and diversity. As we celebrate these monumental women and their contributions, we are reminded of the power of inclusion and the importance of lifting each other up. Let their legacy inspire us to forge a future where every dream is valid and every achievement celebrated. Rajalakshmi Engineering College proudly honors the achievements of these extraordinary women. This International Women's Day, let's renew our pledge to champion the cause of inclusion inspired by the women who have led the way. Together, we can build a future where every individual is empowered to reach their full potential. Be the change, inspire, achieve.
That was a wonderful presentation on celebrating women. Leadership is about forging connections, nurturing talents, and fostering a culture of collaboration and trust. It involves listening with empathy, communicating with clarity, and leading by example. Effective leaders inspire others to embrace challenges, adapt to change, and strive for collective success. We have with us one such leader who has taken Rajalakshmi Engineering College to unparalleled heights and success. Please join me in welcoming our beloved chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, to deliver the presidential address.
Sorry, be careful. Audio okay? Good morning. A very, very happy Women's Day to all of you young girls who are present here. Normally they say March 8th, but then we're going ahead this year. We also make sure that whether the date is changing or not, the event is never missed. All days are Women's Days, and there's nothing like a particular day that you have to stick to. And we are very serious about this Women's Day in the initial days particularly, because we did feel that our young girls need to look at some achievers and learn their story about how they've come to this place and make them a role model for themselves. You know, you have a lot of plan to achieve, and you have plans to plans, a vision and a dream to execute and all that. Nothing like having a role model. You know, each one can choose a role model of your own, and that is very important. That and when you choose a role model, you have to be very clear and make sure that you analyze, you understand that role model that you would like to sort of emulate. I'm very happy to have with us Dr. Sudha, who is a great accomplisher in multifaceted areas, and you all can look at her, and it is her life's achievement. I mean, she's achieved a lot over this period of probably the past 30 years, and she would share with you, of course, the important aspects through which you could grow your career, and not only a career, become a holistic individual as such. That is very important. Career is one part of your life. And we have Diksya Shravan, who has got considerable experience, hands-on experience in the field of finance, and Uma, who will be talking to you about legal aspects. This year, we suddenly thought we could make a slight change, because instead of bringing a whole lot of many achievers who will share with you, we thought we would go into academic rigor and cultural moorings, then the financial, how to become financially independent and how to take care of your personal finances, and the legal implications as you grow up. This is something that we always thought, like, the young girls who are just in the college and going out of the college. When you're in the college, of course, you're always looking at to your parents or the support system to help you with your finances, or even, if you've done something that is legally not right, they come to your rescue. But when you become independent on your own, and how do you face this world? And academic rigor is something that you can never forget. I remember Dr. Sudha mentioning somewhere that, she always would be there where there are books around. Books are a very, very important part of, today you all are reading everything on the social media, that is also counted as reading, but nothing like taking a book and reading where, you're not disturbed by any other advertisements or anything coming in the middle, where you focused on reading. And I'm very happy that, there are about, at least about 22 batches of women students have passed out, of which considerable number is now becoming women who are in different places, and they all are, I'm sure, settled well and doing well. Why do we say that there is a need to focus a little more on women? Is because of the kind of certain, we cannot forget history, because history is something that teaches us how to brace for the future. Somewhere, the very ancient period, Vedic period, women had absolute, respect, equality. Everything was there. The recognition is there that everybody is equal, or everybody can do whatever is that. So, in fact, in our own religious or other religions too, there is a good position for women. But in between, somewhere, I think, owing to the wars and a lot of other thinking that is coming inside, there is a certain putback was there. The women's education, particularly in the 18th century or even early 19th century, was not given as much importance, because until then there was nothing called formal education. It was all, everybody learned to do what they wanted to do. That's it. As a woman, you learned to do whatever was expected of you to deliver. A man did the same thing. But once this formal education has come into being, where you are expected to do these things and get certified, only then you are thought of as a person eligible to deliver that thing. So this formal education is something that came to different nations at different periods for women. And today we are quite proud that Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and such schemes are brought in, compulsory education for children. And women are also pursuing a lot in large numbers towards professional education. In fact, somebody was asking me, a person who traveled from UK, he was asking me, how come in your country so many girls are preferring engineering education? Because their country, I believe, not so many women go for engineering So all that I could say was, like, our school systems have been good. They do not discriminate. They just provide this math science education that is strong. And that helps the women to think further, and they all are doing very well that way. So we should be very happy. One thing, you all should be very happy to be born in this nation where there is a huge respect for women. Do not go by these spicy media stories. Till today, sometimes I feel in India, women are overprotected, sometimes unnecessarily. There is no need to protect girl children so much the way they are being protected here. But at the same time, instead of looking for protection, look for guidance from whoever your elders are, and go by their guidance. That is very important. I do not have much to say, because we have three people who are going to talk on those aspects. The reason why we brought these is, I have told you already, And this IQ, SQ, and EQ is something like emotional quotient, intelligent quotient. Intelligent quotient is with which you are pursuing your academics, and social quotient. Then emotional quotient is something that I would like to touch upon, because this is one thing that is probably making you slightly unequal. You know, to say that I've always known, but I don't know recent times. I don't know how it is. But I always seen that the girls feel very, very scared to fail. And they do not want to fail. If they fail, they withdraw themselves and they feel very stressed in the academic things, which is good, okay. But at the same time, the boys do not as much worry as the women. They think that, oh, I'll pass. I will clear. Before I go out, I'll clear, I'll get my job also. You know, I do not know whether that is the right thing, because it is the right thing to always focus and then do well every step. But in case you falter, please do not feel very upset and disappointed or go into a kind of shell. You should have that confidence that and you should accept failures are part of life. You should succeed always, but then if you fail, you should know how to get up and go. That is something that I would like to emphasize here. And social quotient, I would like to add one. +18, so you own the responsibility to whatever you say or do. So be aware of it. With these words, being a woman is the most, I wouldn't say being a human being is the best. To be born as a human being with the senses and to think of the differentiate between different things and is a very big thing. And that being a woman is slightly, I am biased here, it gives you a lot of happiness because of the way we are made. There is nothing called equal. I am again insisting there is nothing called equal, but everything is good. Everything has its place. And as a woman, if you are, say, too considerate to people, or you are being you go out of your way to help your family members, don't think, have I done something wrong? Go by your nature, don't change your nature. At the same time, make sure that be aware of what is happening around you and make sure that you are not taken for granted. That's about all I would like to say. With these words, I would like to thank the guests who have come here to share their thoughts with these students. And you young women, please feel free to ask them whatever questions that you have. And if you have, whatever meeting that we have, there should be a takeaway. Please remember that today's meeting, you can note down what is that takeaway that has helped you today. Okay, with these words, let me thank and wish my special thanks to Alamelu. But for her, this Women's Day won't be happening in our college. It is she who starts. Thank you, Alamelu, and her team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable and inspiring words. In the pursuit of knowledge and innovation, there is no substitute for a genuine passion to explore and understand the world around us. Dr. Sudha Seshian, former Vice Chancellor, the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai, has been a medical doctor, a medical teacher, and a medical administrator for over 30 years. She has been a regular contributor to popular magazines as well as the journals of the academia. With decades of experience in teaching and scientific writing, she has served in the international advisory and editorial boards of Gray's Anatomy, and has also edited a textbook of anatomy in 3 volumes. With a penchant for carrying technical and scientific information into the vernacular, she has continuously contributed to the making of scientific journals, medical books, and encyclopediae in Tamil. She has been the first publishing and compiling editor of the translated version of Britannica Concise Encyclopedia in Tamil. Apart from medical and literature, Dr. Sudha's interests linger into spirituality and history. She is a well-known person in the spiritual circuit of the Tamil language and has been rendering spiritual discourses in India and abroad. Her discourses on various spiritual topics have earned her a wide acclaim. Dr. Sudha is an author too. She writes regular columns in popular Tamil magazines. She has more than 30 titles to her credit in literature, spirituality, history, biography, and social values. With interests ranging from science to spirituality, she has been a quiz master and has compiled a few quiz books. She has had the privilege of translating former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's book into Tamil, and has also had the honor of getting it released by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam himself. In addition, Dr. Sudha is a much sought-after resource for musicians and dancers in imparting the tenets of Indian culture and ethos. Now, I welcome Dr. R. Nandini to honor Dr. Sudha Seshian with a bouquet. Please join us in welcoming him. Please join us in welcoming him. Please join us in welcoming Dr. Sudha Seshian as we eagerly anticipate her invaluable contributions today.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Respected Madam and my dear friend, Madam Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, the other guests who would be honored this morning, members of the faculty of the Rajalakshmi Group of Institutions, special invitees, and my dear young students. Thank you very much for bestowing this honor on me this morning. In fact, Madam Thangam Meghanathan was a little cryptic when she said we have altered the date of the Women's Day celebrations. Let me confess, the date was altered because I had certain issues, and thank you very much, Madam, for giving me this great honor. And congratulations the other 2 women achievers who would be celebrated today. Now, there are many things that I would want to share with you. Considering the paucity of time, I would just say a few things. One basic factor which Madam did mention here, I also personally do not believe in something like gender equality and so on. I do believe that equal opportunities will have to be given. But given the fact that I am a human anatomist and have been studying anatomy, teaching anatomy for almost 3.5 decades in my life, I know pretty well that the she brain and the he brain are slightly different from one another. So there is no technical equality issue there. Technically, the two brains are slightly different. They function in different ways. Of course, they overlap, but then there are certain differences which are natural and biological. And I don't believe that we need to fight something which is natural and biological. It is required that we discover the pluses that one has and probably develop further on those plus points, rather spending all the time on fighting the minus. Concentrate on the plus and take it up. I'll just give you one example. Generally girls are being teased for trying to match the color well. Don't we? Do not people generally tease girls saying that you're trying to match your attire so well, you're bothered about the shades of the color and all that? But please remember, that is what your hypothalamic neurons tell you. You cannot fight it. You don't have to fight it. That would give you a sense of refinement. Let me put it this way. If there is a table or a teapot on the stage, and then people are taking care of a celebration of this kind, you would want to drape your teapot with a tablecloth. Just imagine that is all. No. Why do you bother about all those small millimeter refinements? No, believe me, it's there, it's ingrained. And why should we fight it? If there is an event to celebrate and you would have to make the preparations, give all this, refinement work to her and ask her to do it, and he could concentrate on something else. And that is why, the world will be a place of joy and happiness if only we share that kind of thinking, share kind of responsibilities, and then complement one another. And today, Madam was a little willing that I talk to you something about academic rigor and cultural mooring. As I thought of it, I was amazed that your college band had picked up a few songs to sing on this Women's Day. What is it? What is that line? Malarkal Ketten, Vaname Tandanal. Yaru? Malarkal Ketten, Vaname Tandanal. Yaru? அதுக்கு முன்னால கன்னத்தில் முத்தமிட்டால் ஊனும் நீ உயிரும் நீ எல்லாம் நீ. And what does that song signify, or what does the other song signify? And there was another song, yet another song which also signified, all that signified what? Dependence on. Can I say, like, it was all a kind of wholesomeness that the woman would give or impart. One song, the Kannathil Muthamittal, was more on the motherly love, and then ask for something, but then she gives you a larger thing or gives you a wholesome thing. That only, from my perspective, indicates that we prefer to celebrate the Women's Day not by just saying women need to be celebrated, but then respect her as a mother, or as an ideal human being who would be all the time willing to help others. Friends, I look at it from the cultural perspective. What is cultural mooring? What is mooring rather? Mooring is where you get anchored. You get a footage. We have been celebrating Women's Day, and we all know this March 8th Women's Day started elsewhere and came to us, right? But still, you and me are not in a position to come out of what our culture has given us. And we are able to find our own foothold there. And unless we find a foothold, we would not be able to grow. It is like growing a sapling. Take a sapling. When you and me were young, we used to plant a sapling. அப்புறம் என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? செடி வளர்ந்துருச்சா? You know, in the process of thinking if the sapling had grown, if you try and dig it out, the sapling will not grow. And what is more important for that sapling to grow? Water. Fine. All that will lead to what? The sapling will have to get rooted, right? Water, sunlight, your fertilizer, whatever. Unless the sapling is rooted, it would not grow. The same is true for all of us. Unless we are rooted somewhere, we would not be able to grow. If we are not rooted, maybe in the process of so-called growth, we would get swiped away. And that is where the cultural anchorage becomes important. I'm only reminded of what Swami Vivekananda told to one of his foreign counterparts. That lady had some kind of an attraction to Swami Vivekananda. Most of you might have heard this anecdote from his life. A particular lady was attracted to him. And then she probably wanted to tease him because he was speaking the language of Indian culture abroad. He started Sisters and Brothers of America, and then he was talking the values of the Indian system. So she wanted to, on one side, tease him. On the other side, she also had a kind of a natural attraction towards him. So she asked him, Naren, I'm interested in having a child. I would want a son like you. You can understand what she was trying to mean and kind of dig him at. And Vivekananda, rooted very much in the values of this land, was prompt to reply, Mother, you can have me as your own son. And that was that cultural anchorage which gave him the advantage of turning something offensive into something respectful and pleasant. Most of us think that our academic achievements need not be related to our culture. Unfortunately so. Whatever we achieve will be better and will be better useful if only our anchorage is strong. Now, Madam was talking about something called emotional intelligence or emotional quotient. I'll make it emotional quotient. We were talking about the intelligence quotient. She also mentioned IQ. You think IQ is valid? How valid is IQ? Are you aware of the fact that the medical world has done away with the concept of IQ at least a decade ago? IQ is no longer considered anything worthwhile. The simple reason, intelligence can be trained. You do something repeatedly, your intelligence can be trained to do that. And that is what our elders told. I'm sorry for those of you who may not know the language of Tamil, but then there is an old saying in Tamil which goes like this: Chittiramum kaipazhakkam, sendamizhum naapazhakkam, vaithadoru kalvi manapazhakkam. So something that is ingrained, you keep repeating it, your intelligence get trained and can do that well. That is why the medical world thought intelligence quotient is no longer required to grade or to find out certain aspects of the human personality. Of course, there is something called the social quotient, which all of us are aware about. Now, coming to emotional quotient, Madam was a little worried that girls become emotionally disturbed when they face failures. Yes, Madam, that is what you were worried about. Girls become emotionally disturbed when there is some kind of a failure. I'm a little surprised because emotional quotient is generally across the globe higher for girls than boys. I'm sorry, men here, this is a fact and this is a biological fact, this is a neuronal fact. So kindly apologize, kindly pardon me if I'm giving you the fact. Girls have better emotional quotient than boys. Girls face failure better. Women face failure better. Now think of any number of historical situations, historical evidences where a single mother would be able to maintain the family, protect the family, facing all the oddities of life. I would not be wrong if I quote a particular instance without revealing the names. About 75 years ago, this happened in Chennai. A wealthy man was about to lose everything. He was not born wealthy. He lost his father when he was barely 5 years of age, a single son, no other income, that the father was dead now, no other income. The mother did not know any other occasion. As Madam said, like no formal education, no other means, no other occasion she knew. Nobody to support also. She did not have brothers to support her. She had to bring up the son. All that she knew was to cook. So she cooked in a few houses and then also kind of kept a wayside shop selling idlis and then brought up the son. The son could not get a formal education beyond school because he wanted to support his mother. He knew he cannot go for higher studies, and this was pre-independence. He somehow found his opportunities, a very shrewd person, extremely shrewd, extremely industrious, and he became what we would call today a multimillionaire. He diversified into several kinds of businesses. He became a journalist, he ran newspapers, he ran an advertisement agency, he was fond of animals, and he also went into the movie business, and he became a big business baron in Chennai. It was not Chennai then, it was Madras. He owned at least 5-6 houses in the heart of Madras, palatial homes, and when he was at the peak, it so happened that something was turning around and he was about to lose everything in one stroke. He had invested on something, and he thought that he will get a positive response and he would get a profit. But it appeared at that point that everything will go away, and the next morning he would be a pauper. He came to his mother. By then he was married, he had children and all that. And his employees were there. If he turns a pauper overnight, all his industries will go away. Everyone will be on the streets. So he was a little worried. He came to his mother and said, Amma, I have nothing. I thought I will get back, but then it appears that ellam poidum pola irukku. I may not get anything. இந்த மாதிரி நடந்தா, we'll have to sell all the houses, all the properties, and go back. I don't know, Ma, I'm worried. You know what that old lady said? Imagine by then how old she would have been. She just said, Paravallappa. She did not kind of even say, Ayyo apdiya. You know, you and me would have reacted, Ayyo apdiya. And then after 10 minutes of thinking or half a day of thinking, we might have come back. But then she did not say anything. She just said, Paravallappa. You know what she continued to say? பழைய மாதிரி நான் இட்லி சுடுறேன். நீ அதை வித்துட்டு கொண்டு வா. அப்படித்தானே நாம மேல வந்தோம். இது போனா போகட்டும். மறுபடியும் உழைக்கிறதுக்கு எனக்கு தெம்பு இருக்கு. மறுபடியும் உழைக்கிறதுக்கு உனக்கு தெம்பு இருந்தா, we will revive everything. Let all this go. We'll start from scratch and revive. Tell me, is that not emotional quotients? I'm not concocting a story. I don't want to reveal the names, that is all. I'm not concocting a story. This happened. And the kind of grit, the kind of positivity that this lady had. And the world will laugh at me if I fall down. My only humble request to all young girls here, that is one weakness that we have. As I gave you the plus point, I also will have to tell you there is one weakness which is ingrained here, longing for approval from someone. Please do not bother about that approval. As long as your conscience is clear, do not bother about your approval, and you will be able to stand up, you will be able to run, as fast as you can. The moment you fell down, you can still get up and run. I will just close with another anecdote. Now, many of us know the story of Rama. Do we all know the story? Yes? And we all think that Rama was a great person, whatever you call him, either a human being or an avatar or an incarnation, whatever. Rama was a great person because he was prepared to share everything with people around him, and he pardoned people even when they made mistakes. He was prepared to give back the kingdom to Ravana too, isn't it? That's what is, the kind of portrayal that we have about Rama. I'm going to take you back on the storyline. Rama had gone to the forest, and then his younger brothers, Bharata and Shatrugna, were trying to get Rama back to the land. I'm sure you all know that they kind of traveled to the forest and tried getting back Rama. At that point, something happened. They had to cross the river Ganges. And to cross the river, they had to be ferried across, and the ferryman was called Guha. Okay, Guha had befriended Bharata, Shatrugna, and in one ferry, all of them are traveling. Who all of them? Bharata, Shatrugna, Guha ferrying the boat, and there were 3 women with them. You can guess as to who those 3 women would have been. The 3 women were Kosala, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. In one ferry, they are trying to go as to where Rama was. So as they are traveling in that boat, Guha was a little curious. He could kind of imagine these 3 women are the 3 mothers. But then he did not know individually. So he just wanted to kind of ask Bharata as to which one of them was Kosala, which one was Sumitra, and so on. So Bharata also kind of introduced. He said, this is Sumitra, this is Kaikeyi, and this is Kosala. And when Bharata said, this is Kosala, Guha would immediately fall at her feet because she was Rama's mother, and started crying. He could not control himself. He could not control his emotions because he felt this lady whose son has been sent to the forest. So he started crying. Looking at Guha crying, Bharata was crying, Shatrugna was crying. Now just imagine a boat carrying 6 people, 3 men crying, and what were the 3 women doing? Kaikeyi was least concerned, she was standing there. Sumitra was a Mahanyani, so she also did not cry. And what do we anticipate? I could see the smiles on the faces of my young sisters. What do we anticipate? Kosala would have cried, isn't it? Average woman. She did not. She did not. She just picked up Guha and said, that is more important. Not her plain reaction of picking up Guha, but her verbal reaction. She said, just because Rama came to the forest, we've got a good friend like this. Just think of the sentiment. She said, because Rama came to the forest, we've got a good friend like this. Is that not the way to look at things? We talk about positivity. Keep on saying positivity in words, but that act was an act of positivity. And she further added something. She thought Rama would come back. Probably she believed that Rama would come back, or even if it was after 14 years, she said, when Rama comes back, all 5 of you join together and rule the kingdom. When Rama comes back, all 5 of you join together. Think of an average woman, average mother. What should she have told? இருக்கிறதே 4 பேரு, இந்த 4 பேருக்குள்ளேயே சண்டை, That is what the average response would have been, isn't it? But then Kosala did not give that kind of average response. She said, 5 of you joined together. She was prepared to include. You talk about inclusiveness, you talk about embracing everyone. You said, Malarkal Keten, Vaname Tandanal. And that is the capacity, the emotional capacity, the emotional caliber of a woman. She is able to face things, face life, face situations, encounter them directly, and then overcome difficulties. And mind you, this emotional caliber is enhanced when the woman gets rooted in her culture too. She would be a better person, she would have a better emotional caliber if she is rooted in her own culture wherever she is. Once again, thank you very much for all the honor bestowed on me. I stand humbled, I stand privileged, and I stand honored. And thank you very much for all the love and affection, especially shown by Madam Thangam Meghanathan. She is much more to me than a sister, and all the love and the camaraderie shown all these days by Dr. Alamelu. Thank you very much, every one of you, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your motivational word and insightful words. Ma'am. Rajalakshmi Engineering College proudly presents the Spectrum of Brilliance Award for dedication in healthcare, academia, administration, philosophy, and cultural scholarship to Dr. Sudha Seshian. REC acknowledges her unparalleled dedication and contribution towards enriching the field of healthcare and Indian knowledge systems, inspiring both peers and students.
Thank you, ma'am. Empowering women in technology isn't just about breaking barriers. It's about reshaping the future with diverse perspectives and boundless innovation. Diksya K.C. Sitaraman works at Deloitte, which is the largest multinational professional services firm in the world. She has served in various roles in the company's audit and regulatory compliance, serving some of the firm's most prestigious hedge funds and private equity clients. Currently, she leads initiatives within the technology portfolio, leveraging the financial services industry knowledge and experience working with cutting-edge technology to streamline the audit process. At the firm, she is known for a superior level of client service, gentle confidence, innovative thinking, leadership, and a strong dedication to her team. She has been an active member of numerous professional development committees, including the Women's Initiative Network and Women in IT. Through her involvement in the Women in IT initiative, she strives to effectively pay it forward by drawing on her personal experience to help women navigate through personal and professional challenges they face in the IT industry. Now, I welcome Dr. Joanna Rajkumar, Dean Biotechnology, to honor Srimati Diksya K.C. Sitaraman with a bouquet. Thank you, ma'am. It is with immense pleasure and great honor that I call upon Srimati Diksya to address the gathering. Please, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Diksya Casey, like somebody just introduced me. I work for Deloitte, which is one of the largest professional services firm in the world. I started my career with Deloitte, and I started, with auditing of hedge funds and private equity, and now, I lead some of the technology initiatives within the firm. I am based out of Boston, but I spend a couple of months every year in Chennai, and the city feels like home. I would like to begin today by thanking the Rajalakshmi institutions for having me here today, and also Chairperson Dr. Thangam Meghanathan. It's such a privilege and honor to be standing here amongst such amazing and inspiring women. I feel, today is a special day. We are here to celebrate the strength, the determination, and resilience of women everywhere. So a very happy International Women's Day to all of you here as we continue this journey towards a more inclusive and more equitable tomorrow. Women have come a long way in empowering themselves and have, had huge companies. They have made such strides in the areas of art, governance. They've even, landed in space. But I feel like when it comes to matters of the money, they always take a back seat. It's always, I'm not interested in that, or my husband's taking care of that, or, my father's taking care of it. But I'm here to speak to you about financial awareness and financial independence. And I hope that I can make a small change in your lives today and make your journey towards financial empowerment and financial independence. As all of you here, it's easy to, I think it's safe to assume that all of us have been empowered to choose education. Now, education is, just having education is I think, is not, enough. Using that education to get true independence and feel true freedom is what is, the need of the hour today. The first step towards financial independence is financial literacy. And what financial literacy is it's having the basic knowledge of basic financial concepts, such as saving and investing, managing debt. As women, we need to take charge of our financial future. We need to educate ourselves about money, invest wisely, and make smart financial decisions. Women should begin, by educating themselves about finance. And for a lot of us, the road may not be easy. It may take a lot of dedication and hard work, but the rewards of achieving true financial freedom is truly, truly worth it. My father used to say, it doesn't matter who your father is. It doesn't matter who your husband is going to be. If you want to be the master of your destiny, you need to take control of your finances and be financially independent. And that's something that has always stuck with me all these years. It's because of financial independence that I have been able to invest in my career, invest in my family's well-being. And it is only when you educate a woman, when you uplift a woman, when a woman is financially independent, is when a family becomes financially independent. And these families, financially uplifted families make for financial uplifted communities, governments, and the nation. So I'm going to share with you some of the tips and some of the tips that I would like to. There are some tips I would like to share with you about financial independence. How does one achieve financial independence and take step towards being truly financially empowered? I think the first step is to become aware of your current financial standing. This means understanding what your income is, your expenses, your debts, your assets, and then it's impossible to make informed financial decisions about your finances if you don't know where you stand today. So being aware of your financial situation is the first step of taking control of your finances. And once you understand where you stand, that's where you can use this information to set financial goals and create a plan to reach them. Your objective could be as simple as saving money for a particular thing, perhaps buying a car or saving money for a down payment, or it could be something as simple as perhaps buying a beautiful gift for your mother. It doesn't have to be big. It's important to start. As simple as buying a gift for your mother, having the objective of buying it for your mother. What you can do, so once you have the objective, you need to have a plan in place where you say, okay, you need to save X amount of money every month in order to get there in a year's time. Or perhaps, you have a small amount of money saved up and you can invest in something, and then, that will allow you to get there somehow financially in order to achieve that goal of yours. It's not, when we talk about finance, it's not something, you don't have to think of it in a big term as college students. It can be something very simple and small. And you always have to start small in order to understand what it takes to make it big. So, I urge every one of you here to start thinking about your finances. Have a plan and objective in place to get where you want to be as college students. Your formal education is aside, that is extremely important. That is of topmost priority. But it's also important as us women to have financial independence. And education by itself is not going to take you there. There's a lot of things, I encourage every one of you here, apart from your formal education, to perhaps, take read up on financial independence or take up courses on money management. And that's going to, sort of help you once you join the workforce for your own betterment. And once you empower a woman, we all know, and history, and looking at history as well, that once you empower a woman financially, you not only empower her, you empower her to change not just her life, but her family's life. That's how communities are uplifted. That's how, a nation is made economically and financially stronger. Another thing that I really would recommend for everybody here is to be able to talk about money freely. I feel like women always shy away from talking about money as opposed to their male counterparts, and that should not be the case. You should not be. You shouldn't shy away from talking about money or finances. It's only when you open up and talk about these things that you sort of realize where you stand, where you want to be, where you want to get to. And also, you can perhaps have a trusted group of sort of individuals, maybe your father, your partner, your close friend, with whom you can talk about money freely. And what that will do for you is it will it'll help enlighten and shed new light and change your perspective on how you perhaps think about money or treat money. Another important point about financial independence in today's day and age is, as the youth of today, I feel like we have a lot of influencers we follow on social media. We keep up with the latest trends, the latest movie stars, but I don't find a whole lot of youngsters, male and female included, who have a financial model that they follow on social media or they can look up to. It cannot be easy to feel empowered when you don't know any financially successful people. So I think it's essential for the youth today to seek financial role models who have achieved the economic life that you want to achieve. You can find these people in real life, but perhaps even online, which is the easiest way. And read about them, understand their strategy, and motivate yourself to follow in their footsteps. And only good things can come out of that. Another recommendation I have for all you young women out there here is, I have noticed, at least in my career, that women are less likely to negotiate their salaries than men, which can contribute to gender pay gap very early on in your careers. So I encourage all of you women Do not be afraid to ask for what you deserve. Your pay should not be based on your gender, it should be based on your abilities. Obviously, you have to deserve your pay. And if you think you deserve something, not just pay, anything in life, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to ask. In conclusion, women's empowerment should not be limited to making money, like I said. It goes beyond that. They have to be empowered to use the money they're making to uplift their lives. A lot of us in the room here are perhaps, second, first, or third generation participants in the workforce. We hear stories of our mothers and grandmothers who were not financially, who did not have financial freedom and independence, but they, managed to save money for a rainy day. We owe it to them to take it up a notch. Saving isn't enough. As women of today who have the education and the empowerment, we need to make sure that we uplift our lives, by taking control of our finances and being financially independent. I want to end with this thought. I find that every generation of women somehow has to fight for the right of empowerment of the next generation of women. How many of you drive? Do you remember there was a time women couldn't? But, it is normal now. How many of us vote? There was a time women couldn't. So now we don't even think about it. We vote, we drive. We don't, but there has been a lot of women who have fought for us to get here today. So as women, us, everybody in the room here, I think we have this responsibility to our future daughter, to our future granddaughters, great-great-granddaughters perhaps, to change the world in a way where financial independence and empowerment is something women no longer strive for, but is part and is ingrained in society for women that follow us, just like how voting and driving are to us. I take that responsibility very, very seriously, and I hope you in the audience can too. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Your words were truly valuable and inspiring. Rajalakshmi Engineering College proudly presents the Technological Innovator Award in Audit and Regulatory Compliance to Srimati Diksya K.C. Sitaraman. REC acknowledges a forward-thinking application of technology towards transforming the audit and regulatory compliance landscape, setting a new standard for excellence.
Dr. Uma Raman, a distinguished academician and prolific researcher, currently serves as a professor and head of the Department of Management Studies at Rajalakshmi Engineering College in Chennai. With 24 years of teaching and research experience, Dr. Uma is renowned for her expertise in human resource management, organizational culture, talent retention, and employer branding. She is a dynamic team player recognized for her contributions as a resource person in national and international conferences and AICTE. Atal FDP's Dr. Uma's passion for teaching is evident through her mentorship of students in startups and program on women entrepreneurship. She has been honored with prestigious awards including the APJ Abdul Kalam Teaching Excellence Award, Best Researcher Award by Spyher, and Yuva Changemaker and Mentor Awards by Kite and Yuva Incubated. Additionally, she is an accomplished author with numerous publications in national and international journals, book chapters, and patents to her credit. Dr. Uma's dedication to academic excellence is further highlighted by the number of PhDs and MPhil scholars she has supervised and continues to guide. Now, I welcome Dr. L. Priya to honor our guest with a bouquet. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Uma Raman to address the gathering on the topic Digital Age Dilemmas, Legal Challenges Facing Girls in Social Media and Cyberspace.
Respected Chairperson, Madam, esteemed guests, my colleagues and student friends. Advance greetings on International Women's Day 2024. Let me just check quickly what is the theme for this year. Anybody in the crowd? Every year we have a theme for this Women's Day. Anybody in the crowd is able to tell? That's nice. Give her a big hand. It's Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. That's a theme which revolves around this International Women's Day. Swami Vivekananda said once, just a bird cannot fly with one wing only. A nation cannot march forward if women are left behind. This theme highlights the importance of gender equality, women and girls' empowerment, and the right to healthier lives. Investing in women not only focuses on gender equality, but also propels on societal and economic advancements. What all we require? Equal opportunities in employment? We have a legal framework which says Equal Remuneration Act 1976. We don't want to be sexually harassed. We have a law for that in India which says Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention Act 2013. We want equal education and skill development. We have the right to education as a framework which helps in investing in education. Legal provisions can pave way for the women development. Access to financial resources. There is a lot of financial inclusion schemes, especially Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, which involves a lot of financial aspects, which accelerates women's access to financial literacy, resources, and empowers them economically violent. Property rights and inheritance. For a long period of time, we were fighting for it. Today, we are ensured with equal rights to property and inheritance for women, which contribute to the financial security. Of course, we have a huge access to healthcare. The National Health Mission does that very beautifully and significantly for all the women and girl children. Today, let us try to understand the legal implications on the social media influences. The world without internet is unimaginable, one of the significant inventions of all times. Internet is only tool which drives us throughout the day. Internet has surely upheld its true objective to make human life easier. However, its dark side is overshadowing its true objective. Mankind should have expressed its gratitude towards this remarkable invention, but somehow the actions of mankind itself is a questioning error on this position. A fundamental knowledge on women legal literacy has become necessary nowadays in all sectors of life. Hence, the need for knowledge on legal literacy is associated with empowerment of women. What are the main reasons why we need to have a legal literacy? To quote, illiteracy, economic independence, caste restraints, religious prohibitions, and lack of leadership qualities. Pardon me for some statistics which relates to the social media problems. The crime against women through social media, widespread, less expensive, internet-based multimedia applications have made it simpler to access weapons of violence for women. For instance, it's compared to the photo morphing software, online publishing, it is now quite difficult to obtain an acid bottle. To create a content like modified images, doctored videos, offensive memes, etc. are used and friendly accessible today. My dear student fraternity present here, there are 34,000 cases of cybercrime related to sexual harassment or exploitation reported across India in the last year. This was a stark jump from the period of COVID. Post-COVID, it has risen more than 12%. In July 2023, 480 billion people worldwide were in social media. That means 61% of the world's total population depicts the annual growth of 5.7, as every day 7 lakh users start practicing or joining into the social media web. As the number of users increases, there is a surge in cyberbullying. According to UNICEF poll, more than 33% of youngsters are reported as victims of online bullying in 30 countries worldwide. Moreover, it is seen that 1 in 5 skipped the schooling because of cyberbullying and violence. According to the National Crime Report Bureau, among 1614 cases of cyber stalking, 762 cases of cyber blackmailing, 84 cases of defamation, 247 cases of fake profiles happens in this country over a period of time. Multiple cases of cyberbullying was reported across the country. Very recently, we had cases wherein Ushma Ullas, an MBBS student from Kerala, committed suicide because of cyberbullying over a Facebook post. We had so many such cases happening, people committing crimes and ending their life over a period of time. This digital age has brought us numerous opportunities for connectivity, expression, and empowerment. But it also presents to us unique challenges, legal dilemmas, particularly for girls in the societal media and cyberspace in India. Addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach, including legal reforms, improved enforcement, educational initiatives, awareness campaigns to ensure the safety and well-being of girls at the digital age. Let us try to understand what are the crimes over the internet that could be in nature of cyber stalking, cyberbullying, cyber harassment, identity theft, breach and violation of privacy and confidentiality, and voyeurism. There's also another fear, whatever you say, a cyber threat and the social media influence called revenge pornography, through falling within the ambit of cyber harassment. Legal provisions under various laws of the Indian Penal Code. Although there is yet to evolve a comprehensive regulatory framework, still we have 2 major laws controlling this. The Indian Penal Code 1860. A man committing any of the following acts: a demand or a request for sexual favors, showing pornography against the will of a woman, or making sexually colored remarks, can be guilty of an offense of a sexual harassment, may be punished with rigorous imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 or more years, with a fine as well as. In case it is repeated, it may extend to more than 7 years of time. Voyeurism, as included, is the act of capturing the image of a woman engaging in a private act and disseminating the said image without her consent. For this act, the penalty given by the Indian Penal Code is again, the first conviction leads to 7 years of imprisonment with a penalty, and consecutively it is leading to 15 years of imprisonment. There are so many sections, if I have to quote. A separate section under Indian Penal Code 354D talks about stalking. Stalking women in public and in the use of electronic communication. A man committing such an offense will be imprisoned to a period of 3 years, or maybe more than that, as the case may be severe. Section 499, in case to defame a person, to do an act with an intention of harming the reputation of a person. Again, he is liable for an imprisonment of 2 years and with a fine, or both. There are many threats which comes to with injury in reputation, either to cause harm or alarm to her, to make her change her course of action. All these things are punishable under the Indian Penal Code Act Section 507, for example, provides imprisonment to any person who intimates a victim either through by name or through anonymous. Section 509 tells about making sound or gesture or exhibiting an intention such as a word or maybe overheard or insult her modesty or intrudes her privacy or maybe charged under 3 years of imprisonment or more based on the severity. Next comes the Information Technology Act 2000, which was amended in 2008, says all these acts are punishable offense. Instances of cyber hacking would prove to be, say for example, as fraudulent or dishonesty in electronic signature or passwords will attract 3 years of imprisonment and a penalty of 2 lakh rupee. IT Act also deals with violation of privacy of a person, capturing, publishing or transmitting the image of a private area of any person without her consent under circumstances violating her privacy is also attracting an imprisonment of 5 years and a penalty. Lot of acts this way, say for example, which says about sexual harassment, sexual offense and privacy matters are all penalized under IPC as well as Information Act Technology 2000 and 2013. Or maybe there's one other act which talks about the indecent representation of women. That is an act which prohibits regulation and prohibits the indecent representation of women through media of advertisements, publications, etc. This act, which was in force in 2012, seeks to broaden the scope of law to cover audiovisual media content in electronic form, and distribution of material in any form is again a criminal offense. It's very crucial for girls and women in India to be aware of these legal provisions and report any violations promptly. Additionally, staying informed about the privacy settings on social media platforms and adopting safe online practices can contribute to a more secure online experience. Authorities and legal bodies are increasingly recognizing the need to address these issues and create a safer digital environment for everyone. Legal frameworks, stringent laws like criminal law are in force. I believe investing in women is not just a moral imperative, but also a strategic move for societal progress. By strengthening the legal frameworks that support women's rights and opportunities, we accelerate the journey towards gender equality and create a more and a just, prosperous future for all of us. This Women's Day, let us reaffirm our commitment to investing in women and fostering an environment where they can thrive and contribute to the progress of the society. Legal literacy is required and it plays a crucial role. Educated, it helps women to raise their voice against any injustice they have been facing. It is said as the first stepping stone towards the knowledge of law. So legal literacy is a means of progress that can revolutionize the people of all life. Hopefully, all of you really understand it and practice it. Wishing you all a very happy International Women's Day 2024. And one particular thing I want to tell you, in case of any such issues you come across, please report immediately to the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, and the actions will be taken within 1 hour of your reporting. I encourage all of you to have this in mind, and please don't fall prey for any sort of social media problems. Thank you so much. I thank Madam for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable and interesting words. Now, I would like to call upon our beloved chairperson to honor Dr. Uma.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. In the tapestry of life, moments weave themselves into memories, capturing the fleeting beauty of rare occurrences is essential to cherish the rare moments. For they illuminate the path of our journey and add depth to our stories. In the embrace of the extraordinary, we find the essence of life's magic. I now request all the dignitaries to be on the dais to take a group photograph.
Gratitude is a music resonating with the melody of appreciation of life's blessings. It transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary gifts, fostering joy and contentment in every breath. In the dance of gratitude, we find abundance amidst simplicity and richness in the tapestry of existence. I would now like to call upon Sanjana Richard, third year IT department, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all. I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the wonderful women behind this glorious event. It brings me warmth and joy to thank Dr. Sudha, Director and Indo-Japan G20 Chair Professor, Sastra University, Chennai Campus, and former Vice Chancellor, the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University. Her presence has added immense value to this event, inspiring us with her knowledge. We appreciate the wisdom she shared, contributing to the success of this occasion. I take immense pleasure in thanking Srimati Diksya K.C. Sitaraman, Manager Lead, Business Analysis, Deloitte Private Limited. Her strategic vision, technical expertise, and leadership have been instrumental in guiding all the women towards technological advancements. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Dr. Uma Raman M., Professor and Head, Department of Management Studies, Rajalakshmi Engineering College, Chennai, for gracing the occasion with her presence. A special thanks to our beloved Chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Thangam Meghanathan, for organizing a memorable Women's Day event. Her visionary leadership and commitment to celebrating and empowering women have made this occasion truly inspiring. Thank you, ma'am, for making this Women's Day celebration a resounding success. I would also like to thank our esteemed principal, Vice Principal, Directors, Deans, Department Heads, faculty members, staff and students for gracing this event with their presence. I once again thank one and all present here. That brings this wonderful celebration to an end. Once again, we thank all the guests of honor and the audience for being a part of this glorious event. We look forward to having you over for many more events to come. Let's close the event with the national anthem.
मन अधिनायक जय भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे
I request the students to please remain seated as the dignitaries leave the hall. Thank you.
Please be
Dear students, please remain seated as the principal needs to address. Thank you.